Today I'm helping a technically minded couple to abandon the hurly-burly of the commuter belt and take a logical approach to house hunting.
So how are we doing on your spreadsheet?
It's got to be a 20.
Jean?
With a very specific wish list.
Quite a lot of land. Is it going to be enough for you?
Yes.
Good.
Of course it is.
Jackpot. This is the home of Shropshire agricultural worker Thomas Parr, who came to fame in the reign of Charles I because of his excessively long life. The legend has it that he lived through the reign of 10 monarchs, and he got married twice, once at the age of 80 and then again at the venerable age of 122. But it was aged 152 that the king invited him down to London, and that's what did it for poor Thomas. It's said in 1635 he died of the pollution of the city and the lavish London lifestyle. But the king had his body buried in Westminster Abbey, where it remains to this day, but I'm sure that his heart remains here in Shropshire.
Landlocked Shropshire is sandwiched between Wales to the west and Staffordshire to the east. The Shropshire Hills have been a designated area of natural beauty since 1958, covering a quarter of the county. The ancient Longmynd alone has 500 acres of moorland with 30 miles of footpaths from which to enjoy this natural splendour. The borderlands of England and Wales, an area known as the Welsh Marches, is where you'll find one of the largest concentrations of castles in the UK, typified by strongholds such as Clun and Ludlow. As well as a castle, Ludlow in the south of the county also boasts some of the finest historical architecture of any town in England, with over 400 listed buildings.
But it's the beautiful rural countryside across the county that is drawing our buyers today, so let's meet them.
For 15 years, John and Pauline have lived on a housing estate in Charville on the outskirts of Reading, Berkshire, but feel that now is the time to address their life-work imbalance and swap the red brick views for the rolling Shropshire countryside.
At the moment, as you can see, we look out on houses, and I'd really like to look out on hills and fields.
Despite being semi-retired, Pauline has one eye on a brand new venture that coincides with their move.
So now what I'd like to do is to set up a chocolate making business. This move would enable me to have the space to be able to make larger batches. Although my kitchen has got a huge island in the middle of it and it's lovely, there's not enough room to make those quantities of chocolate.
A vital element to achieving a better work-life balance is space in the new house to accommodate healthier pursuits.
Our new house ideally will have a separate room where I can have a gym.
Although we do yoga together at home, it's very cramped and there isn't enough space.
We keep bumping into each other, don't we?
Yes.
All that's left to discover is the finances for their Shropshire sanctuary.
Our budget for the move is £700,000, but that's absolute maximum. That would have to include the setting up of our chocolate business and the outbuilding required renovation of that.
John and Pauline would like us to concentrate our house search in the south of the county, around the market town of Ludlow. I met up with them to discover more about what they're looking for and to learn how a spreadsheet is helping them choose their ideal property.
Welcome to Shropshire, you two. So we've got lots of lovely houses lined up for you, but I wanted to talk a bit about what sort of property you want. I know you want a big kitchen, but you also want a sort of chocolate factory.
I want to have a separate building to make chocolates, yeah, to create a chocolate business.
What about you, John? Do you have requirements?
Yeah, I mean, our house at the moment, we've really just got one main room downstairs, which has got the television in and my hi-fi. And ideally what I'd like is, you know, a separate room that I could put the hi-fi in.
It seems that the land is quite important in terms of, like, getting an outbuilding or getting something.
And growing. I grow all of my food and fruit, and I want to incorporate those into the chocolate fillings.
Well, you have your trusty tablet. So is the spreadsheet on this little thing?
It is, yes. I created a score for each really important factor in the house. Well, I'm an accountant, so
I see.
and I can allocate points to money.
All right. So we're going to do Escape to the Country in a scientifically thorough manner.
Sort of, but it might come down to gut feel in the end, who knows?
So the heart might win out over the spreadsheet.
Yes.
We've got 3 lovely houses, so come with me to the car.
For a budget of £700,000, John and Pauline are looking for 4 bedrooms, a large kitchen, a room to use as a gym, an outbuilding or annex for Pauline to set up a chocolate factory, land to accommodate an orchard and vegetable garden, all ideally located near to the foodies' paradise of Ludlow in South Shropshire. We have a variety of properties to serve up, and at each one I'll be asking them to guess the price before I reveal it. One, of course, is the mystery house that might not be right for them on paper, but might just set their pulses racing nonetheless. But before all that, first on the list is house number 1. We start our property search in the hamlet of Seafton, a short distance away from the market town of Ludlow. Described as the gastronomic heart of Shropshire, historic 11th century Ludlow is renowned for its locally produced food and drink. Our first house is 15 minutes north of the town, a 4-bedroom modern conversion set in just under an acre of land that retains bags of period features.
Here we are, house number 1. What do you think?
I like it, yeah.
Big smiles as we're coming up the drive.
Yeah.
The great thing about this, and this is really the reason we bought you, is that we're just 6 miles from Ludlow.
Yes, very close.
No, it's a beautiful area, so yeah, it's a fantastic location.
Another reason we brought you here is because of this.
Yes.
So this is the outbuilding. Come with me.
We're bang on with the location, but it's the outbuilding that needs to deliver the required space if the house is to be a contender.
So, this is a big double garage with electricity and water.
Yes.
Very good.
Excellent.
And it's all boarded upstairs. But is this going to be big enough for your chocolate factory?
Absolutely, yes. Yes, I think so, yes.
It's a lot more space than you've got at the moment, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Let's
No,
continue
all
on the
right.
house tour.
That's 2 major factors satisfied. Let's hope it continues as we head inside.
Into the kitchen, because this is obviously the heart of the home.
Oh, my word. This is lovely.
It is.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, it's a nice big size, isn't it?
How does it compare on your sort of kitchen scale?
I mean, we were looking for a big kitchen, nicely done out, and that is absolutely this kitchen, isn't it? Yeah, no, it works really well.
You've got a nice boot room there, so when you come from your walks, and through here is this kind of utility space
Oh, fabulous,
for your white goods.
Okay,
Yeah, good.
I don't think you'd be spending much time in your kitchen because you've got this room.
In terms of living space, I'm confident the next room will knock their socks off.
This is
Oh,
the
wow.
room.
Yeah. It's brilliant, isn't it?
Nice, what a view.
This is an amazing green oak orangery that they put on just a few years ago, a couple of years ago.
I think it's absolutely amazing.
I think it's stunning. It just brings the garden into the house, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, you've got a very beautiful sort of sitting room here and a little study. You can explore that later on.
I don't have a category for this.
So you didn't do a category on your spreadsheet for orangery.
I didn't, no, or conservatory or anything.
But does it get 20 out of 20?
Oh, yeah.
So top marks for downstairs.
Yes.
More than top marks, if that's possible. But let's look upstairs.
Okay.
A dining room completes the downstairs, and it's all going swimmingly well. So fingers crossed the bedrooms meet the spreadsheet's approval.
There are 2 staircases and 2 sets of bedrooms in this house. This is the master bedroom.
Right.
Yeah.
And very nice wet room ensuite.
That's lovely, isn't it?
That's very nicely done.
Because you've actually got a big modern bathroom next door, which is a sort of family bathroom, but could also be a bathtub. What do you think to the aspect of the bedroom?
It's a lot smaller than our current bedroom.
I mean, it is a smaller room, but it's a nice room. And it feels, again, light and airy.
Okay, so I'll let you explore all around, because there's actually lots of rooms we haven't seen.
Thank you.
But let's go into the garden and guess the price.
There are 3 more bedrooms, one also with an ensuite, all complete with character beams. It seems the house has delivered more positives than negatives, but it remains to be seen if less than an acre of land is enough for Pauline's allotment.
As I mentioned, close to Ludlow, it's difficult to get a property with all the land you wanted. You wanted 1 to 2 acres, which is a lot of land.
It's a lot of land, but I wanted to create an orchard and have more fruit for the fillings for my chocolates. So I think it'd be a bit of a stretch with the size of the land.
Have you filled in all the things
I
now?
have.
So what does the figure come out at? Because it also tells you how much it's going to be worth, no?
Yeah, my estimate of it.
So here we go. What is your estimate of the property price?
I think 695,000.
John, do you agree with that?
I think it's got to be at the top end of our budget, maybe 710 or something like that.
We might need to do some recalibration because this is on the market for £565,000.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well within their budget, this characterful renovation is perfectly located and includes 4 bedrooms, 2 with ensuite, a kitchen breakfast room, separate dining room, a stunning orangery, a double garage, a possible venue for the chocolate factory, along with wonderful views of the glorious Shropshire countryside.
Hello.
Hello?
You all done?
Yeah.
Good.
We are,
You've got your
yes.
tablet?
Yes.
Ready for house number 2?
Yes.
On we go.
To the south of the county, in the rolling hills of Shropshire, lies an incredible family home that is a renovation project that would stretch even the biggest budget. The magnificent Victorian mansion of Stokesay Court, with its imposing Jacobean-style facade, hit the big screen as the location for a cinema smash hit. And I'm meeting the current owner, Caroline Magnus, who inherited the house that's been in her family since 1889, to find out more.
Caroline, I am fascinated. I mean, the house is absolutely staggering, but I'm fascinated by this moment when the brown envelope hits your mat and you realise you've inherited an incredible stately home.
It contained a copy of a will and a compliments slip, but with no letter of explanation at all. So I had to read it about 3 times.
Built in 1889 by John Darby Allcroft, the house found its way to Caroline after her aunt, Darby Allcroft's granddaughter, sadly died.
I'm wondering, how much work have you actually done here? Was it a ruin when you moved in, or?
The roof was completely rotten. We had to literally recover the entire structure. Well, I wonder if you'd like to come and see the rest of the house.
Oh, absolutely.
Caroline expected her planned restorations to take decades. But fortuitously, the house was hired as a location for the Oscar and BAFTA-winning film Atonement, starring Keira Knightley, which gave the restoration a quick nudge in the right direction.
Was the film a big turning point?
Yes, it really was. Before Atonement, this house was completely obscure and nobody had ever heard of it, really. The house appeared in the big screen and suddenly there was a huge amount of interest.
Rooms were redecorated to fit the film's period, and part of the set still remains as an attraction for the visiting public. Having spent almost 20 years renovating the house, Caroline still has more work to do, but she isn't deterred.
Well, these are the old kitchens.
But in terms of the future of the hall, what would you do with this room, for example?
This could make a wonderful tea room for the house, I think, for the events that happen in the house or when we have visitors coming.
Thank you so much. I know that you've got lots to do, but it's been a real joy looking around. And lovely as well, not just to see the extraordinary house, but to hear your story.
Well, thank you, and it's been a pleasure showing you around.
I hope Caroline is successful with the renovations at this beautiful house for more people to enjoy, and we wish her all the best. For our second property, we're going further afield, travelling east to the very edge of the county, close to the village of Albrighton. around an hour away from their desired location of Ludlow. House number 2 is a very spacious 5-bedroom farmhouse conversion, sitting 3 miles out of the village in the East Shropshire countryside.
House number 2, quite a different offering for you. And I brought you into the back because it's easier to see the layout of the property.
Yes.
Because we're part of the Patsell estate. Actually, this is where the woodworker lived, and it was all converted back in the sort of late 90s. So how does it rate in your system in terms of location?
I'd say on balance, location probably not as good as the first house.
Well, the layout of the house is quite unusual. As you can see, it's all in a sort of horseshoe. I think you'd be surprised there's a lot more space.
As anticipated, the location doesn't score well, as we're quite away from Ludlow. But this property does have a lot of plus points that should rate highly on the spreadsheet.
Straight into the kitchen.
That's a tall kitchen, isn't it?
Tall, isn't it? Yes,
Yeah.
you've got the whole height of the building right up to the rafters.
Yes.
How do you rate it?
Size, it's maximum for size, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is a lovely kitchen. So,
7 or 8?
I was going to say 8, but yeah,
Yeah,
7 or
yeah.
8, something like that. Yeah.
Accessed via the kitchen is extra living space courtesy of a glass conservatory extension.
Come on through into the sitting room, another spectacularly large room.
It's huge.
And you see this gigantic fireplace,
That's
a
lovely.
proper ingle nook.
It's a lovely room, but perhaps not quite so much my style, I'd say. But you may feel different.
Yeah, I actually like the size more than the other one.
Adjacent to the sitting room lies the dining room, above which is a galleried study area and an additional bedroom with shower room. Onwards to the master bedroom, and I'm confident they won't be quibbling over size here.
Now,
Wow. So,
here we have a master bedroom that hopefully will fit the bill.
absolutely.
This is a master bedroom, isn't it?
It's a master bedroom!
Yes.
And a very nice shower ensuite through there.
It's different to the other one, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's fine.
But again, big, isn't it?
yeah.
But one of the things that really brought us here for you is on the other side of the house. Come with me.
There are 2 further bedrooms on the ground floor, served by a well-equipped family bathroom, including a double-ended bath. Through the kitchen is an annex, which will hopefully satisfy 2 of their major requirements.
So a gigantic games room. We thought this could also be your chocolate factory.
Yeah.
Because upstairs, there's the same sort of size with a shower and bathroom at the end.
So it could be a gym.
So that could be a gym yoga room.
All right.
But essentially, this is the same as the garage, but it's all finished and 3 times as big.
The games room come chocolate factory gets a massive plus point, but I'm not convinced they're totally sold on this property yet. The outside space comprises part walled garden with paved terrace and lawn. However, the drawback is there is no additional land for Pauline's market garden.
How much do you think it's on the market for? Or rather, how much does the computer think it's on the market for?
So the computer says 550,000.
So I think I'm going to go higher than that, and I'll go to 625.
625. Well, maybe it needs a bit more calibration because in this instance, it's wrong again, but in the other direction. This property is actually on the market for, brace yourself, 695.
Oh, right at the top of our budget.
Yeah.
The former woodcutter's residence just creeps in under budget and certainly offers a lot of what they're after, with 5 bedrooms, including a huge master bedroom, a large kitchen diner, a spacious sitting room, an annex as a possible venue for the chocolate factory, and the option to utilise one of the 5 bedrooms as a gym.
OK, so 2 houses down. How are you feeling?
I'm still excited, but yeah, it's quite interesting.
It's been a great day.
Yeah.
our mystery house, we're heading north, close to the Wales-England border, to the hamlet of Coton, a short distance from the market town of Whitchurch. Dating back to the Roman era, Whitchurch is one of the oldest communities in Shropshire. The mystery house is a 5-bedroom cottage approximately 4 miles south of the town, in Coton, surrounded by the stunning North Shropshire scenery.
Ooh,
Like
I hear
that.
ooh. Any thoughts about the location?
I really like the location. I mean, just driving up here, it's the countryside's great. I like it.
Yeah, it's lovely.
And you'll notice that there is quite a parcel of land with this property.
Alistair, why is this the mystery house? Is it still in Shropshire?
It is still in Shropshire, but in order to get you all this lovely land at a price you can afford, we don't have your chocolate factory yet.
Oh, right.
This could be something that you could build.
Yes.
Let's go look inside.
With a big thumbs up for the exterior, it's onwards inside to check out a room high on John's agenda.
I just wanted to show you this room. This is the newest room in the house.
Oh.
I thought of you, John, and your desire for a little music room.
Yeah, this could definitely be a music room, couldn't it? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
brilliant.
it's a big size, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, this was a little detour on the way to the main room, which of course is the kitchen.
The kitchen is also high on the list, so this needs to deliver a big score to beat the previous two.
So a little dining room here. But this is the room I wanted to show you.
Oh, wow.
Kaboom! It's like Kitchen Wars, and this one wins because it's the biggest.
No, it's not. It's not because it's the biggest.
Oh, okay.
It's because it's got
It's because it's got the island.
Ah, that's where we've been going wrong, not giving you your island. No, I wanted to talk to you a bit about the chocolate factory.
Yes.
Because this house does not have outbuildings as it stands now. There was a shippen, a shippen, a cow barn with a hayloft on top. Now, the footings for that are still there, so you could build something just outside.
That's fine. So I could have the kitchen and you could be in your factory.
I could be in the other kitchen.
So, how many do you, on your magic thing?
Oh, well, kitchen.
20 out of 20?
Yes, 20 out of 20. It can't possibly be. It can't possibly be any less than that.
Well, I'd be interested to see what the living space gives you. Follow me. And our third and final sitting room
Lovely. Obviously got beams.
has got
But
beams.
they're quite high up, aren't they? So not oppressive.
I like this room. It's actually quite cosy, isn't it?
And sweeping through into the conservatory. And of course, this would be the view over your
Yes.
domain.
Yeah, I could certainly see us having breakfast and lunch in here.
Completing the ground floor is a study, a utility area, and a second conservatory that can double as a gym. The downstairs is scoring highly, so let's hope this continues upstairs.
This is the master bedroom, and there are 5 bedrooms in this property, and actually 2 of them have en suites, so you could swap them round. But this is, I think, the biggest and the lightest.
Yes, it's lovely. Nice big square room.
And obviously, the reason we bought here is because it's got lots of land. So let's go and look at that and think about the price.
Of the 4 remaining bedrooms, 1 also has an ensuite. The others are served by a modern family bathroom. We could be onto a winner, as the upstairs seems to have hit the mark too. And with the house standing in nearly 3 acres of land, let's hope that that's enough for Pauline's market garden.